Hello. We are back with another video and I am so in love with these nude brown smoky liner kind of eyes, winged smoky eyes. I absolutely love it. And this is what we're doing today. I'm sure you've read the title by now, and I know I haven't been posting since the last week. I wasn't doing very well, but I am here because I was missing all of this and I was missing you guys. So I just had to come and sit and just play around with some makeup and create this beautiful festive look for you guys. So without further blabbering, let's jump into the video and see how you can get this beautiful winged smoky eye with a nude lip. I'm sure you can wear it for so many different occasions and with so many different outfits. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so we are ready to begin with the makeup process, and we're firstly going to start with the eyes as always, and I am going to start with my eyeshadow base. This one is from P.Louise and this is their base Pro. Just taking some on the back of my hand and packing it right over the lid. I won't be going all the way to the brow bone, and the reason is that I do not like that white brow bone highlight, and therefore I am going to use a concealer which matches me perfectly for carving out my brows. And because I'm doing a winged smoky liner today, I am going to take the base a little outside my natural eye area. Now I am wanting to use an eyeshadow guide like this one. This is what it looks like, and all you gotta do is cut it right in the middle. You can easily find these on Amazon, and you can just search for these, and these are really easily available throughout the internet, and you can just get them and it will be so much easier for you to do a winged eyeshadow look like this. And all I'm gonna do is just put it on at an angle that I want my eyeshadow to be, and this looks pretty good to me. I have 4 of these Huda Beauty's Obsessions palettes, and I do not know which one I am gonna start with. This is the Sand Haze palette, and then I have the limited edition gold palette, which is really a very good palette. And then this one is the Toffee brown eyeshadow palette, and then we have this Wild collection. This is a Jaguar palette, and I honestly have not used any of these to their utmost potential, and that is why I really wanted all these babies out. So let's begin with the Toffee brown palette. This has some beautiful neutral shades, as you can see right here, and I am going to start with this brown eyeshadow right here. I'm taking this tiny little smudger brush from Color Bar, and I am going to start by packing this eyeshadow very close to my lash line and the guide that I have. I think I'm pretty happy with how this one looks. We already have the shape mapped out. So now I'm going to take another tiny little brush like this one, and I'm going to use the Jaguar palette because I need this black right here, and I am going to be coating the tip of my brush like so. See, where you pick up the product on your brush is extremely important. I don't know why are more people not talking about it. Now this one goes really close to the lash line because I want to deepen this area right here. Just packing this very close, and we can see the difference in both the shades, right? So that is all that we are looking forward to do. Now, a lot of people always start with the gel eyeliner pencil, but if you're a beginner, it can be pretty intimidating to blend the eyeliner pencil and kind of keep it under control. But this way, when you're using such tiny little brushes, it really helps and makes a lot of a difference to just keep things under control. And we're already beginning to deepen that crease, which is where I am wanting to go. See the earlier shade and now how deep does it look. And at this point I'm not even worried about the fallout because we do not have anything on the face, and once I remove this I will have a crisp line and I will not have to worry about creating that crisp line, which is all that we all desire, right? Okay, so at this point I am dipping back into the Toffee palette and I am using this shade right here to blend out this liner. So I'm taking this tiny little brush again and taking it right here on the tip. Can you see that? Right there. So this is how much I need, and I am going to tap it here. It might look like I'm messing up the previous shade, but I am going to come back in again and deepen the previous shade once more. So since here in this kurta I have like a lot of yellow, red, brown and black of course, so I am using like a yellowish transition shade. But for instance, you have a movie outfit that you're wearing, you could use black and start blending with purples instead of yellowish undertones. And you can see this is a lot yellow and mustard as compared to the usual browns, right? So that is the kind of look that we are going for, making sure it is well connected. And then I'm just going to wing it up a little bit. I'm also going to be deepening the black once again with the same brush, very close to the lash line. And now at this point, when I have kind of set the eyeshadow base with the powder, I do not have to worry if I'm even rubbing motions. That also shouldn't be messing up the eyeshadow at this point. But if, for instance, I started with that motion, that wiggly motion that we do, that would have definitely messed up the eyeshadow. So at this point, I am going to take like a small clean smudger brush and only use it to tap all of the shades together so that they look well blended into each other. I am only using the black eyeshadow right on the tip of the brush to kind of create the shape that I want. And now I am going to deepen this outer area a little more as compared to this inner part, because I want it to look really smoky, and this would help me achieve that. I'm just pressing the eyeshadow. Especially for an eyeshadow like this, keeping your eyes open is the key, because that will give you an exact idea of what the angle should look like. Now it's time for me to take this one off. I'm just going to make sure that I'm holding. Look at that. It is such a perfect little addition whenever you want to do some eye looks like this. That perfect shape every single time, and this really comes in very, very handy. So we have both the eyes complete, and I'm ready to put on my second lash. The glue has been there for a little while, and now I am just going to place it in a way that I have that lift going on. So we are done with the eyes. The face is absolutely ready for the base. Now let's quickly begin with that festive face. Alright, so to start with, I am starting with this Smashbox Halo. This is the Illuminating Moisturizer, and I'm just going to take about 2 pumps. I'm sure you've seen this particular product in so many of my videos because it is such a beautiful product, especially if you're a dry skin type. I absolutely love it. And now that the winters are approaching, you really want all that hydration going on. Look at that glow. Now I do want to fill in some pores, and I'm using my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and I am just going to take it on my finger and press it wherever I have a lot of pores, and you can already see the difference. You don't want to massage it, but rather press it in to the pores. And that just helps you fill those pores very, very nicely. Can we see that difference? So while the primers are sinking in, I am going to start color correcting. And of course, I am using my LA Girl Pro Conceal. This is like the best color corrector that I've ever used. And believe me, when I used this for the first time, I was truly an amateur. I didn't know a lot about color correction, and man, I was scared. I blended it and I didn't understand what do I do with these orange eyes, and it looked bad. But once you know the trick, there is no going back. I'm just so excited to use the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue foundation. I have used this once, but I got so taken away with how beautiful this foundation is. It is such a runny texture, but you will see the coverage in just a little sec, and I'm sure you'll be blown away too. So again, working in sections just kind of makes it really easy for you to work the foundation in. Look at that. Especially if you're a dry skin, you need this foundation in your life. Believe me, you will fall in love. I don't even need a concealer here to cover the color corrector, and it still looks so luminous, which is all that I ever want from my foundations. I don't like to put a lot of foundation on my forehead because you can tend to crease there, especially because I make like a lot of expressions, and that just always, makes any of my foundations crease, and I therefore apply a very, very less amount of product on my forehead just to make it look even. For my concealer, as always, I will be using 2 concealers, but what I am going to do is I'm going to use one at this point, and this one is by NARS. This is the Radiant Creamy Concealer. I have probably used 3 bottles of this concealer and I still cannot get enough. It is just so beautiful. This is like my perfect match. Wherever I kind of need a little more coverage. So for my concealer, I'm of course using my concealer brush. This is by Morphe M173. Look at that coverage. These are the tips and tricks that you want to actually incorporate in your makeup routine, because it is just going to make such a huge difference that you will literally thank me for it later. So it is now time for the cream bronzer, the cream blush, and because this is a festive look, I do want to use cream bronzers and blushes underneath the powder ones, because then this would just make sure that my base looks flawless throughout any of my parties or events, anywhere. Time for some cream blush. So this is the Tower 28 Beach Please Magic Hour blush, and such a beautiful fall color. Pretty used up, but I absolutely love it, and I'm sure you would have seen it being so viral all over the internet. I'm using a foundation brush to apply it, and this would just help us pack on the product just like this. I'm just pressing it in, and now it is time for me to use the highlighting concealer, and I am using the Dose of Colors Meteor Hue Concealer. I am in the shade 17. Of course, this is not my exact match. This is a highlighting concealer for me, but I absolutely love it. Look at that. Wow. We're literally getting there. And a lot of you ask me, why do I use the other concealer after the blush and everything? But this just really makes a lot of difference, because it just helps you clean up everything if the blush has gotten too high near your under eyes, and you don't want your blush near your under eyes. You don't want it to look messy. You want it to be at the perfect spot every time. So I like to put on my second concealer after the blush and the bronzer, and that really makes a lot of difference. So I'm just going back in with my foundation brush and making sure there are no streaks between my blush and everything. Just packing it in. So now it's time to set all of this in, and I am using my ABH loose powder in the shade Banana. Working the powder into the puff is extremely important, so make sure you work the powder in, blend any of those creases, look up, blend, and press. All the areas that you might have some facial expressions and you think you crease, you need to set it really well. And you can see I am not taking any more powder, but whatever is in the puff should do this for me. So for some powder bronzer, I'm taking my NARS Laguna on an angular brush, just coating it really well and pressing it in. So for my blush, I am using this Kylie blush. This is in the shade Baddie on the block. Very pigmented. So now that I'm done with all the powder products as well, I am using my Flower Beauty Seal the Deal makeup setting spray. Alrighty guys, so I do not want the focus to be on the lower lashes with this look. I just want my lower lashes to be filled, and I'm using my Makeup by Mario brown, soft brown eyeliner just to fill in the waterline, and I'm not even going to be applying any mascara here. So I am going to extend the inner corner, and I'm going to use this tiny little brush. Look at that beautiful tip. This is by Shiseido, and this is the Shibui black eyeliner, and this just makes it so easy to create that perfect inner corner wing. I don't want it to be very dramatic. I just want some kind of definition to my inner corners. That is all that I need in terms of that inner corner wing. So now I have this MAC Love Me liquid lip color. This is a nude. So I also have the MAC stripped down lip liner. Now to finish up the look, I have the ABH Iced Out highlighter. It is just so gorgeous. And with all this matte face, I thought just some pop of shimmer would look really nice. Alrighty guys, so this is the final look, and I think the jewelry itself just transformed how it looks. I am not feeling like wearing a necklace, but of course you definitely can. And this is the gold bangle. This is what the earrings look like, and I absolutely love it. I really think the red wouldn't have done justice to these eyes, because the nudes just have all my heart. So this is what it is, and I'm just going to give you a close up. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I am so thankful for each and every one of you. I really hope that you've been able to learn something, because the only motive of actually creating this channel was to educate you guys about makeup, and that is all that I want to do here, and I really hope I am kind of on the right path here. So I'm gonna see you guys in my next one, and until then, please take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and enjoy the upcoming festive season with all your heart. May this festive season bring you a lot of joy, and I absolutely love you guys. But before you sign off, please make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell as well, and make sure you are giving this video a thumbs up so I just get all that motivation to create more and more videos for you guys. I will see you guys in my next one. Mwah.